was George Bernard Shaw.
Archer introduced him to the works of Ibsen, and in so doing caused the young Irish novelist and critic to turn to the theatre as an outlet for his prodigious creative and intellectual energies. Shaw went on to write an essay called The Quintessence of Ibsenism. It would perhaps have been more correct to call it The Quintessence of Shavianism. Shaw, it seems to me, deliberately misunderstood Ibsen. Ibsen believed plays could change the nature of man, and therefore the moral order. Shaw believed plays could change the social order. His was an original theatrical voice because he dealt with serious subjects wittily and entertainingly. The battle of the sexes and marriage, which tortured other writers, he treated in Man and Superman like this.
You ought to get married.
Anne, I will not marry you. Do you hear? I won't marry you.
Well, nobody asked you, sir, she said, sir, she said, sir, she said, so that's settled.
Yes, nobody's asked me, but everybody treats the thing as settled. It's in the air. When we meet, the others go away on absurd pretext and leave us alone together. Ramsden no longer scowls at me. His eye beams as if he were already giving you away to me in church. Tavy refers me to your mother and gives me his blessing. Straker openly treats you as his future employer. It was he who first told me of it.
Was that why you ran away?
Yes, only to be stopped by a lovesick brigand and run down like a truant schoolboy.
Well, if you don't want to be married, you needn't be.
Does any man want to be hanged? Yet men let themselves be hanged without a struggle for life. Though they could at least give the chaplain a black eye. We do the world's will, not our own. I have a frightful feeling that I shall let myself be married because it is the world's will that you should have a husband.
I dare say I shall. Someday.
But why me? Me of all men, marriage is to me apostasy, profanation of the sanctuary of my soul, violation of my manhood, sale of my birthright, shameful surrender, acceptance of defeat. I shall change from a man with a future to a man with a past. I shall see in the greasy eyes of all the other husbands their relief at the arrival of a new prisoner to share their ignominy. The young men will scorn me as one who was sold out. To the women, I, who have always been an enigma and a possibility, will be merely somebody else's property, and damaged goods at that.
From the 1890s, well into the present century, Shaw's output was enormous. His plays range in themes as diverse as the conflict between men and women, the manufacture of armaments, medical ethics, sainthood. His comic masterpiece, Pygmalion, is the source of the musical, My Fair Lady. A socialist and a vegetarian, a jester who promoted the Shakespeare versus Shaw contest for the champion playwright of the world, Shakes v. Shaw, he was also one of the great self-publicists of the new century. Following Ibsen, he helped restore literacy to the theatre, but ideas, not people, were Shaw's passion. And because of his power, less gifted playwrights without his humour, fairness and intellect believed the theatre could be used as a soapbox for political and social ideology. He died at the age of 94 in 1950.